My point today is, well, not today, but at this moment, like, why does black joy bother some white people? You ever notice how the group of black folks, like, they come together laughing, dancing, and just vibing, and suddenly it's labeled as too loud, too ghetto, or too much? Jealousy. You know why? Because they couldn't strip that away. And it's surviving. But let's be real, it's not about the volume that's the problem. It's the vibrations, it's the freedom, it's the fact that we can still find joy after centuries of trying to be stripped of who we are. We still make something out of nothing. You understand? See, black joy is like disruptive in certain people. It challenges, and where we're supposed to be broken, angry, and silent, it's like loving, living, and celebrating. So it's not just confusion, it's threatening to a certain group of people.
Fancy cars.
White people being mad at black children dancing at graduation is linked to slavery. Because once upon a time, there was no black joy that was allowed. Like, especially back in slavery, like, if they saw that, they would probably do horrible things, torture the slaves.
And when we think about these kids who were clearly in Louisiana having the time of their fucking life because they graduated, and we think about white people's reaction to black joy.
Oh yeah, that's
it's not about civility. It's not about decorum. They don't like to see us happy.
That's what it is.
The true essence of joy is unattached to things, isn't it? In fact, some would say if you have too many comforts, your access to joy might actually be distorted, because some of the things that you think are bringing out this authentic emotion within you are really just stimulants, things that are creating dopamine rushes inside of your body. That coffee that you can go buy, that gym membership that has all the perfect equipment, shopping sprees, commutes, and
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing great wherever you are watching us from. Why does a room full of black laughter makes the entire world so uncomfortable? Like, seriously, why is our happiness always policed as too loud or too ghetto? Anyway guys, let's dive straight into the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and share the video to help the channel out. I'll be back with my comment phrase.
I need some black joy. The fact that black joy even exists as a concept in the world is miraculous to me. Asians are no good at joy. We are good at working hard and being diligent and doing our best, but not joy. Colonizers too. Rich lives, no joy. We should never have hooked our stars to theirs. But black people, especially black Americans, are the best at joy. You've turned it into an art form. I know it came from terrible hardship that you've turned into soul and then into joy. And we, Chinese people, we just turn that hardship into more hard work. But I know you can't give it to us. We have to go out and earn it for ourselves, just like you did. Joy is a puzzle for every human being, and it's not free. When I ask my black friends where their joy comes from, they inevitably shake their heads and just repeat, "You can't let them take it away from you." That's what it's not. But what is black?
Unapologetically black and doing everything anyway, how you like it, with whoever.
Black joy means being unapologetically black in the most comfortable way that you feel like yourself. You don't feel like anybody's judging you. It doesn't matter whether you're like straight, bi, queer, whatever, however you want to dress, it's comfortable.
Living out my ancestors' dreams and like fully showing up as myself, my black ass self, because she's very black. Okay. Doing the things that fill me up and like unapologetically.
Yes.
Confident, unapologetically black, living in our truth and just being our amazing self.
No matter what.
No matter what.
No band can stop us.
Living in my greatness. That's really what it is. Living in my ancestors' greatness. It's just being me all day, every day without criticism.
Black joy to me is revolution. It is healing, and I think it's the path forward for us.
Good morning, y'all. Listen, I came across a video. What was the lady name? Show something. It's an Asian lady. Okay, it's an Asian lady talking about Oh, black people, I just love watching black people and your joy. Black people joy. I just love it. How do y'all get the joy? Because as Asians, we're just told to work really hard. Anytime we have downtime, we just work really hard. We just keep working. And I wish we just had joy. I wish we had joy. What the fuck? What is, literally, seriously, what is y'all obsession? Everyone's obsession with black people. And at the same time, deny that obsession in the same breath. You want to know how we keep going? You want to know what we're doing at all times? What the hell is wrong with y'all? Why are we the obsession? Oh my God. And then black people in the damn comments, oh, it's because of our struggle. It's even, everybody don't struggle when they black. Every black person do not participate in struggle Olympics. We have joy because we have joy. How about that? It ain't for y'all to figure it out. It ain't for you to participate in. Find something better to do than us. All these age, it gets to a point. Black people, stop hopping y'all happy asses in these other folks' comic session, goddamn Sambo. Oh, it's cause of this. They don't need to figure nothing out. They don't need to. What they need to figure us out for? Y'all already giving all the recipes away and this, that, and the third, and then I'm gone. Yeah, I'm gone. Yeah, I'm a little triggered. A white woman tried to break in line at me this morning before I had my coffee. Well, I had the coffee in my hand to pay for it. She tried to break in line. I'm a little frustrated right now, so I'm going to come back to this topic.
The true essence of joy is unattached to things, isn't it? In fact, some would say if you have too many comforts, your access to joy might actually be distorted, because some of the things that you think are bringing out this authentic emotion within you are really just stimulants, things that are creating dopamine rushes inside of your body. That coffee that you can go buy, that gym membership that has all the perfect equipment, shopping sprees, commutes in fancy cars, social approval, the list goes on and on. In fact, some people who have been born with a silver spoon would tell you it wasn't until they lost it all due to drug use or some sort of injury or just being disowned or whatever, that is the most pure experience of joy they've ever had. And that right there is why they commodify black joy. Because black joy exists in spite of all the resources in society are put against blackness, not for it. They would quite literally love to sell us new skin colors if we would buy it. And if they could put us in the back of some building and have us work the fields with bare hands until we passed out and never rose again, except to make more new people to continue that process, history tells me that they probably would. And still, we rise. With a smile on our faces, laughing and telling jokes, acting like the thing that's supposed to take us completely away from ourselves is nothing more than an inconvenience. And now that the tables are in fact turning, as they always do, and people who once had way more than they probably should have had their share of are now put in positions where they don't have access to the things that brought them joy. They're finding that that experience they had was very inauthentic, and coming across people who didn't have those things and still find access to joy, laughter, happiness, and a smile, well, you become one of the most profound teachers if you're willing to share your knowledge. That's if you ain't petty. I say don't tell them shit.
So I had some white colleagues ask me what I thought about Trump actually segregating whites and blacks. And I actually told them straight up, like, honestly, I would love that. Now, they looked at me like I was crazy and they almost spit up their almond milk. And I think they thought that maybe I was saying that out of hatred, but it really isn't about hatred. Here's the thing. I'm not talking about their version of segregation. See, I'm talking about our version of righteous separation, spiritual sovereignty, and black sufficiency. See, the truth of it is that integration was never about freedom. It was finesse. It was a system's way of saying, let's stop them from succeeding independently so we can profit from their brilliance directly. It was about control. And so I want us to be very clear about this. You know, we were never separate but equal. So that's a lie. We were separate and excelling. We had our own schools, we had our own banks, we had our own businesses, and baby, we were thriving. Black Wall Street, they burned it. Rosewood, they bombed it. Wilmington, they overthrew it. Why? Because we were doing too well without them, and they couldn't handle that. And so that's the truth. They didn't really want segregation gone. They wanted control. This is why we know that integration was just repackage of chains. When we were separate, we actually were building and excelling. And when they saw that we could excel without them, then it was like, oh no, we got to take control and make sure that their labor is profiting us. So right around that time, they rolled out this whole standardized testing, ACT and SAT. Y'all remember that? They created this IQ ranking to measure their norms, not our brilliance. And then we were said we were behind when we really weren't. We were just building our own lane, not asking for theirs. See, I don't know about you all, but I'm kind of tired of the lies. It's very exhausting, you know, just the lies that continue to be promoted. And I want to talk about the melanin, because this whole thing that we're not smart enough, that we're not bright enough, is simply just a lie. And so, you know, all this testing that they're doing, and I have kids in school, and they're made to feel that they cannot achieve. And I have to remind them about their actual superpower, melanin. See, not just your skin tone, but in your brain, specifically neuromelanin, that rich dark pigment found in areas like the substantia nigra, which are critical for learning and memory and decision making and emotional regulation. See, if you don't know, then you won't know how to respond. But when you learn about the studies that have actually linked the neuromelanin to higher concentrations and how it's related to enhanced memory and processing and higher intelligence and faster reaction times, then you know why they have hidden this information for so long. Because when you have higher melanin, you have stronger brain resilience against degenerative diseases. So translation to that is melanin doesn't just make you glow, it makes you grow. So we know that it's not coincidental that people with more melanin have historically been creators, inventors, innovators across every discipline, while also being the most suppressed, because they know that the more melanin you have in your body and in your brain actually produces higher intelligence. So the Bible also says this too in 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verses 7. It says he placed treasures in earthen vessels. What treasures? It was in us all along, right? So we have more melanin, and we know that people with less melanin, because it's a recessive gene and it's a mutation, lack the same level of intelligence, of many different benefits that come along with that. What's so interesting about it is that we're supposed to be looking at this as if it's something negative. But why is it negative when every other cultural group does this? Group economics. See, the truth of the matter is they have stolen from us so many different things, and yet we still survive. And so I don't want to offend, but I have to be blunt here. When we invented it, they patented it. When we built it, they banked on it. So everything we created, they made sure they benefited off of it. Just like Louis Latimer, he actually developed the light bulb, but Edison got all the glory for it. And this has been going on through history. We know that Granville T. Woods laid the foundation for trains. Corporations got the contracts. Dr. Patricia Bath revolutionized eye surgery. The system licensed the tech. Black music became white record labels, billion-dollar industries off of our talent. Every time we create, they capitalize. We are the genius. but they control the royalties. It's quite interesting, isn't it? So when we talk about the facts and segregation, I want to be very clear. It's not racist. We have to understand the dynamics of this. See, the black dollar actually is the fastest running dollar in America. So let's do the math here. And I think it's quite funny. Black people have spending power over 1.6 trillion. But guess what? That dollar stays in our community just for 6 hours, while the white community, their dollar stays in their community 17 days. And guess what? Asian communities, it stays in their community 20 days. Jewish communities over 3 weeks. Why? Because we're systemically disarmed from owning what we build. And this is no coinky dink. The scripture said this would happen. So now our dollar does the labor, but the system collects the check. And this is why I support segregation on our own terms. See, that 400 years of slavery is over. And when I say that I want us to be segregated, I don't mean oppressed. I mean organized. Let's build black banks again. Let's educate our babies on the truth, not whitewashed lies. And let's support black farmers, black techs, black healing, black brilliance. And no, it doesn't mean I hate white people. No, it means I finally love us enough to stop begging for scraps from a table we built but never welcomed to. See, the Bible told us about this. Yet, we hop, skip, and jump over the fact that Deuteronomy 28, 43, and 44 already said it. It says, the stranger shall rise above you high, and you shall come down low. They shall lend to you, but you shall not lend to them. And this is exactly what has been happening for 400 years plus years. We built houses, businesses, schools, and they took them and taxed them to death. But beloved, there's hope, because Deuteronomy 30 and 3 also says, and Yah will turn your captivity and have compassion upon you, and will return and gather you from all nations. So yes, I welcome segregation, because restoration is already in motion. And I want y'all to understand this. We are not asking for more, we're building. See, we were never given anything from you all. I'm not asking to sit at somebody's table anymore. See, I'm trying to go along with scripture and build my people, gather my people, not because they are more melanated, but because we need to know that we serve the Most High and that He's going to take care of us, because separation was never our curse. It was our covenant. And now it's our strategy. It says to come out from among them, be ye separated. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. So this isn't about racism. It's about us reclaiming what is already ours.
All right, racists, let's talk about your distaste for black joy. Racist America fumes at the sight of happiness, especially when that person smiling is black. It's as if this country specializes in anger Olympics. Being a little too happy disturbs the patriotism. 3 or more laughs in one place is like being investigated by a mall cop. I'm gonna need to see some ID. Because deep down, they believe that pain is the only state that black indigenous people are allowed to live in. Black people start laughing too loud at their cousin's cookout. They throw on some Frankie Beverly. They start dancing with their auntie in a sundress while the ribs are sizzling. Instantly, their lives are in danger. It's like watching a perfect example of a case study on people who have a problem with control. It's like their obsession isn't just with control, it's like with the optics of it as well. They want to be seen as dominant in the space, because they seem to disappear when there is black joy. When you throw your graduation cap in the air, surrounded by your entire family in matching t-shirts, they don't see achievement, they see defiance. Because in their minds, success was never black people's storyline. The truth is, black joy is a glitch in the racist lies that they feed themselves. They built a whole myth of superiority that only works if you're miserable, delusional, insecure, jealous, and mediocre. When black people shift the world with their joy and laughter, the racist's entire self-image starts to crack. This is why racists gatekeep golf courses, ban urban dress codes, side-eye loud laughter, and call the cops when the music's just a little too bassy. The unnecessary hate and determination to ruin black people's happiness is a disease, a brain-eating amoeba that siphons the cognition out of America's privileged society. And what hurts the most,
they're not really racist. They're jealous of us. They want to be Hispanic, they want to be black, they want to be Asian. They have parties and our culture is their theme, They love Taco Tuesday. They love our food. They love to have parties on Cinco de Mayo. We don't even celebrate that. Cinco de Mayo is not Independence Day. They go and get tans. They inject their lips. They go and get BBLs. They're jealous of us because they want to be us.
Pose the question, why do white people hate black people so much? I have been in situations where I've been surrounded by nothing but white people. And this conversation has come up. The race conversation has come up. And no one ever has an actual reason as to why they hate black people. There's always these, oh, black on black crime. Oh, they're lazy. Oh, they're this. But it's not actually, there's no legitimacy behind their reasoning. It's just shit that they've heard and they're regurgitating. And so, long story short, it really comes down to there is no reason. It's a deep-seated jealousy, a deep-seated hate that, you know, black people exude greatness. Black people are the great inventors. Black people are the beginning of the human race, the Eve gene. And white people have worked so hard to erase the history and erase the greatness of the black race. Down to even when things are invented, the majority of things that are invented were invented by a black person. But yet the white race has actually erased the original inventor from history and have put their names on things that they had no business putting their name.
I've come to the conclusion that a lot of white people are irritated by black joy. I was thinking about when Kamala was running for president, Vice President Kamala Harris was running for president, and the Republicans made so much of her laughter. It obviously agitated them so much that she was joyful and would laugh, that it was like they wanted to put out her light. And I've had a few instances that I've mentioned, one just yesterday, again with some black girlfriends at dinner, out enjoying ourselves, laughing, not loud, but joyful, having great conversation. And this woman behind us had such a scowl. She could not enjoy her own meal because she was so fixated on us. And I know that last time I've mentioned stuff like this, white women, you know, would say, or black, people would come in my comments and say, oh, y'all would just be acting inappropriately. That's why they were looking, which we weren't, because of course always the blame has to be on us. And it's not far-fetched to be truthful about your resentment of other people's joy. And because you can't grow unless you're truthful about what you need to work on. I remember being in stores and out and about and seeing white kids running around and acting in a way that, you know, would have gotten me in trouble when I was a child. And I felt resentful because I felt like they had the freedom to do it. And I was so strict with my two young black boys because, you know, I believe there's a pressure in the United States for black people to behave a certain way or we get called out very quickly, particularly black boys. And I always would like correct them when we were in public, when they were acting like kids, frankly. I never wanted my kids to be seen as bad. And so I resented the freedom that white kids had to just be wild. I still thought they were kind of bad, but the fact that they had the freedom, I resented that, right? I don't know why white people resent it. And that's something that they need to investigate. But I do believe greatly that a lot of white people are annoyed, agitated, resentful of black joy. So I think that white people should work on that. I'm serious. Like, work with a therapist, do some personal deep diving and figure out why it agitates you. Is it our freedom? Is it jealousy? What is it? And then for black people, my directive would be have more joy. Agitate the fuck out of people. Joy is your right. You deserve it. And what I think is incredible is that we are able to find joy often in spite of. Keep on being happy. Keep on finding moments of joy. Enjoy each other. Smile and laugh. Laugh so much that people have to talk about it, like they did with Vice President Harris.
Shut up my ass or you fucking here. It is great. No, it's great. You see this? You're still going to be black, and we're not. Make sure you tell them you're a fat here. I'm still white. You're still black.
The crazy thing is that white people actually think that calling us black is an insult. I get it. For them, being black in their mind could probably be the worst thing on planet Earth. But for me, I want to be blacker. I want to be darker. Let me do something. Let me walk into the sun, something that you cannot do. Let me walk into the sun. I want to be darker. You understand? Like, what? Being black is not an insult. Being black is not an insult. We love being seasoned. Understand that, right? We love being coordinated. We love having flavor. Imagine saying you are the superior one and you are beefing with nature. Sunlight is your enemy. Oh, I'm okay. Imagine being this miserable. Imagine waking up in your life this miserable. Oh no.
Welcome back, guys. We have seen it all happen. You are outside with your people, completely unbothered, having the absolute time of your life, and like clockwork, someone nearby starts side-eyeing you. It makes you realize that black joy isn't just a vibe, it's a glitch in the matrix. Think about it. In a world that expects us to be constantly stressed, angry, and broken by systematic drama, choosing to be unapologetically happy is a radical act. It's so powerful that the outside world is literally fascinated by that. Not long ago, a viral creator from a different culture openly admitted that she was jealous of it. She wondered how a people who have faced so much historical weight can still turn that hardship into pure, radiant soul. But honestly, we are tired of our culture being treated like a science project. Some creators are rightfully yelling, "We have joy because we have joy. Stop trying to audit our happiness." Yet, the audit never stops. They try to police public figures for laughing too loudly. They try to commodify our style, our music, and our slangs. But the one thing the system cannot buy, patent, or duplicate is the joy. Let's be real for a second. We need to talk about integration. We were taught it was the ultimate victory, but what if it was a corporate finesse? Before integration out of necessity, we had thriving independent ecosystems, our own banks, grocery stores, and insurance companies. The money stayed in the community. But the system realized if we succeed completely on our own, they couldn't profit off our brilliance directly. Look at history, from investors like Louis Latimer to modern trendsetters. The system always figures out how to monetize our genius while leaving our communities underfunded. Right now, society is facing a massive epidemic of loneliness. People have all the material sources in the world, but they are spiritually starving because our culture historically survived by leaning on deep community network and collective humor. We built an emotional wealth that money literally cannot buy. And when people see that, it triggers a deep subconscious envy. The shift happening right now is about protecting that wealth. It's about returning to group economies, supporting our own businesses, and keeping our dollars circulating locally. Black joy means being unapologetically yourself in a world that wasn't built for you to win. So the next time someone tells you to tone it down or look smaller, laugh a little louder. Your joy is undefeated legacy. Anyway guys, what do you think about this video? Drop your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and share the video to help the channel out. See you in my next video. For now, peace.